Hi everyone, this is Miss Angie. Happy to be here. I'm here for yoga today with all of you. I love yoga. It just makes my life so much better and in so many ways, and hopefully you can take some time to just relax and breathe with me today and have fun doing some yoga. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing to do is just sit down and kind of ground yourself down into the earth and take your head nice and tall up to the sky and pull those shoulders back. And we're going to take one hand on our heart, one hand on our belly, and we're just going to breathe in and exhale all the way out. Good. Let's do it again. One hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Take your shoulders up to your ears, breathe in, and exhale all the way out. Very good. Now let's just warm up our necks a little bit. Just get our necks moving today. So we're going to take your hands out, take your ear to your shoulder. Good. Now let's take the opposite ear to the opposite shoulder. Stretch your arms out a little bit. Very good. Let's do it one more time. And if you don't have a yoga mat today, it's okay. You can practice yoga wherever you are and whatever you are sitting on. Maybe it's a blanket or maybe it's a towel. Good. Now we're going to take this arm back. We're going to take this arm across to the opposite knee and get a really good stretch in your back. Very good. Now I'll bring this arm back here, this one here, and good stretch in your back. Nice. Very good. Okay, so what I like to do when we start our practice for the day is to think about an intention. And an intention is what kind of feelings you want to have and how you want people to feel around you today. So if you want people to feel happy or calm or confident, or if that's how you want to feel, I want you to come up with a word. And we're going to take our hands and we're going to put them together. I'm going to warm them up, and then when you get your word, we're going to say that word into our hands. So whatever word that is, that's confident or strong or happy or easy, you can take that word and we're going to just whisper it into our hands, okay? So 1, 2, 3. Come here, Lucy. Here's Lucy. We're going to whisper it into our hands. Okay, whisper your word. Okay, good. All right, let's warm up our bodies a little bit with cat-cows. And the dogs are in here right now, but Lucy. But we're going to do cat-cows. But if these dogs really saw cats, they'd be barking their heads off right now. But we're just going to pretend to be cats. So take your hands, place them on the mat, take your toes, put them flat on the mat. And we're going to pull our bellies in. We're going to arch our back up to the sky. That is a cat. Then we're going to pull our bellies down. Let our heads come up. That is a cow. And then we're going to reverse it and do it again. Cat. And reverse. To cow. Good. Okay, now come back. Put your spine to neutral. Let's just flat back there. Okay? And now we're going to take our heel and we're going to press it back toward the back of the room. So press that heel back. Just look straight down at your mat. a good stretch in your calf. Nice. Okay, pull that knee back in. Let's stretch this other leg out straight. Good. Okay, now this time we're going to do that again, but we're going to straighten that leg out, and we're going to take the opposite arm and see if we can reach out with it. So just look down at your mat or at the floor. See if we can really get a good extension in your leg and in your hand, your arm. Good. Bring that back down. Now stretch the opposite leg out, opposite arm out. It's almost like you're swimming. Good, let's do that again. Reach that arm out, reach that opposite leg out. Good, now let's do the opposite side. Right arm, left leg. Actually left hand, right leg. That's right. Okay, very good. Now we're gonna go ahead and come on up to standing. Let's start with some sun salutations today. Start the standing portion with sun salutations. We've already started, but let's go ahead and take our feet to hip width apart. So our hips are here, feet are about the same if you look down. And we're gonna reach our arms up toward the sky. And then we're gonna pull our hands through heart center, and we're gonna bow forward. And then we do what's called a halfway lift. Flat back, you can take your hands to your shins if you want. So halfway lift. And this time around, we're just gonna fold forward again. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna bend our knees, we're gonna reach up, look up, extended mountain pose. Reach up, twinkle your fingers, pull your hands through heart center, bow, touch your toes. Halfway lift, pin your shoulders to your back, and bow again. All right, let's do that one more time, and then we're gonna add on. Bend your knees, reach up, look up, extended mountain pose. Pull that hands through heart center, bow, forward fold. Halfway lift, pin your shoulders to your back. And this time, we're gonna put our hands down on the mat, and we're gonna step back for a high plank. If that is too much for you, you can be here. You can be on hands and knees. But if it works for you, we're gonna do high plank. It's like push-up position. Okay, high plank. That's a lot of work to pull your belly in there. Okay, now we're gonna drop all the way down to low plank. I'm gonna adjust the camera a little bit more so you can see me. There we go. So actually, we're coming all the way down to our mat, okay? So low plank, we would still be off the ground. We're gonna be just all the way down to the floor, and then we're gonna do what's called low cobra. So just pick your arms up and try to get your chest off the floor. Low cobra. Really pull those shoulders back. Good. Now we're gonna come back onto our hands and knees. And we're gonna come back up to high plank. Then we're gonna press back to downward facing dog. And when we're in downward facing dog, you're really pressing that floor away from you, taking your hips up to the sky. You can continue to breathe. Good. Now look forward, and we're going to walk our feet to our hands, And we're gonna halfway lift, flat back, and then we're gonna bow forward again. Okay, let's do that one more time all the way through. Here we go. Reach up, look up, extended mountain pose. Pull the hands through heart center, bow, forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back, step back, put the hands to the mat, high plank. Good. Lower all the way down to your mat. Pull those shoulders back for what is this? Cobra, low cobra. Let that go. Press back up to your hands and knees. Back up to plank. Back to downward facing dog. It's work. Your body's getting warm. It should be. And look forward and walk your feet to your hands. And halfway lift and bow forward. Very good. Okay, now come back to standing. Let's do, in yoga there's something called flow. There's a flow that happens when you move from one pose to another. So I want to do a flow with you, and this is for the warrior poses. And the warrior poses make you feel really strong and powerful. So let's do warrior poses, and we're going to do a flow with it. So I want you to put both feet to the side. We're going to step forward with one foot, and we're going to turn that back foot a little bit at an angle. And these hips are facing straight forward, and we're going to have our arms up. And we're really digging that back pinky toe into the floor. Okay, so this is warrior one. And maybe you need to step back a little bit, bend into that front knee a little bit more. Warrior one. Good. Now we're going to open up warrior two. And now our hips. We're going to turn our hips and we're going to face our hips this way. You might need to adjust your legs a little. Warrior two. And pull your shoulders into your back. Now we're going to take this hand, we're going to drop it, and we're going to reach up. Exalted warrior, or reverse warrior. Good, now we're going to reach back, we're going to turn, go back to warrior one. Okay, now we're going to do one more thing with warrior. We're going to take our hands, we're going to put them back behind us, and we're going to turn this way, and we're going to bring our chest down and bring our arms up. That's called humble warrior. Try to get your hands up toward the ceiling. Good. Now release your hands to the mat. Come back up. Warrior one. It's a lot of work, right? Okay, shake everything out. I'm getting warm. Getting really warm doing that. Okay, now we're going to do that. I'm going to do it on the opposite side. We're going to even it out. So, take your feet at 12 o'clock. That means they're facing forward, okay? And we're going to take this leg, step out. This foot is going to turn a little bit. And we're going to take our hips, I'm going to turn them toward this wall. And reach up. Warrior one. You might need to pull that hip back a little bit and this one forward. Bend into that knee. Maybe this leg comes back a little more. Okay, now open up, warrior two. Now our hips are turning this way. Almost like you're a surfer on a surfboard here. Warrior two. Now take this hand and reach back. Exalted warrior or reverse warrior. bring both hands back, reach back up, warrior one. And now we're going to take our hands and we're going to clasp them behind us. We're going to bring our chest down. Warrior, humble warrior. This is humble warrior. Good. Now release your hands to the mat. Press back up to warrior one. You might need to make adjustments along the way. Good. Now come back to center. Okay, let's come back to seated for a moment. And take one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Sit up nice and tall. And take a deep breath in. Exhale all the way out through your nose. The Ujjayi breath in yoga. We breathe in through our nose. We breathe out through our nose. Very good. Okay, let's just take a moment to do butterfly. Feet together. Sitting up nice and tall still. Very good. Okay, now take those legs out and just shake them out. And roll your ankles. Now roll them the other way. Good. Okay, now let's do some things on our backs. Okay, so I think the camera, adjust the camera a little bit. There we go. I want you to come back all the way onto your back. Take your feet up close to your body. And we are going to go up into bridge pose. So press your hips up toward the sky. Take your hands underneath you. And that's bridge pose. Make sure you're breathing. Good. Bridge pose. And come on down. Very good. We're going to do it one more time. Good. Press our heels. Actually, everything in contact with the floor except your toes. So you can even lift your toes up if you want to. Okay, come back up for bridge pose. Try to get those hips up toward the ceiling. If you want, you can put this foot closer in and stick one leg up. And then switch it. Good. And let's come on down. All right, let's do a little work on our abs, our abdominal muscles. That's always a good thing to do. Okay, so we're going to bring our knees up, bring our toes straight up to the sky. We're going to take our hands behind our head. I'm going to take one foot down toward the floor. And now we're going to just do what we call crunches. We're just going to do 8 of them up toward that left leg. And here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And switch feet. And we're not pulling on our neck. Our hands are just kind of cradling our necks. So nice straight legs and go for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, good. Now we're going to bend our knees and we're going to do what they call yogi bicycles. Okay, you ready? Good. Here we go. Hands behind the head. We're going to take an elbow to a knee and opposite. And let's do 20 of those, okay? And go. 2, 3, 5. 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. Okay, bring those feet down and rest for a minute. Deep breath in. Exhale. Another deep breath in. Exhale all the way out. Very good. Okay, now we're gonna do boat pose. So we're gonna bring our knees into our chest and we're gonna rock back and forth 3 times and we're gonna land in boat pose. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and bring those knees up. This is boat pose or Navasana. The Sanskrit word for it is Navasana. You can even be high boat or low boat. That's kind of hard to do. Or just regular boat pose. Good. Now bring your chest or your knees into your chest. Sit up nice and tall. And sink back. Get a really good stretch on that spine. Now come back up. And come back down. Good. Okay, let's do another really good stretch. It sometimes doesn't feel real great, but if you can learn to just be comfortable, but it's a little uncomfortable, that makes life a lot better. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do something called half pigeon pose. So we're gonna take our hands, place them on the mat. We're gonna come back to downward facing dog. Sorry, I just had a little message on my screen I had to fix. Okay, come back to downward facing dog. Take those hips up to the sky. I'm going to take that right foot to the sky and we're going to pull it through. And we're going to try to get it kind of level with your mat. And then you straighten this leg out and you see if you can fold over that leg. Okay, this is called half pigeon. See if you can come down all the way to the mat. Very good. And if it really, really hurts, you can always do this on your back. So I'm going to show you a way to do this on your back if that hurts too bad. So if that hurts a lot, you can take this ankle and put it over that knee, and then you can lean back and you can pull this leg toward you, and then you're going to get it really good. You get the same kind of stretch on that hip and on that hip flexor. And flex your feet. Don't have them floppy like this. Have them flex like this, okay? So you're either laying on your back or you're folded over forward for half pigeon. This one we stay in a little long just because it gives a really good stretch. Okay, go ahead and come out of that whichever way you're in. So if you're folding forward, you're going to come back and you're going to have your hips up to the sky. You're going to take that left foot up and pull it through, bring it toward the front of your mat, and fold over for half pigeon. Or you can do it on your back, where you bring this ankle over the leg, bring that whole shape up, lay on your back, and just get a really, really good stretch in your hip. And while you're there, notice if you are holding any stress anywhere in your shoulders or in your face or in your neck. And if you feel really, really uncomfortable anywhere, just try to send some softness there. Send some easiness there. Okay, good. Now I'm going to want you to take both legs, put them straight out, and then we're going to take your right knee, we're going to pull it into your chest, and then we're going to pull it across your body, and you're going to keep your shoulders in contact with the floor. So I'm going to turn this way so you can see. Okay, so bring your knee up, and this arm's going to come back over here. You might need to adjust your hips. This is called a supine twist. That feels nice, right? Good. Now bring this leg back. Go straight out. Bring this knee, your left knee up under your chest. Bring this left arm out, and we're going to cross our body with that leg for a supine twist. Continuing to breathe. Very good. Now we're going to lay back again. Stay laying down. Bring your knees together. Let your knees fall open. This is called reclined butterfly or Supta Baddha Konasana. We're going to put one hand on our heart, one hand on our belly, and we're just going to breathe. This is where you get to honor yourself, how amazing you are. And finally, at the end of yoga practice, we do something called Shavasana. So I'm going to invite you to just stretch your legs out straight, put your hands to your sides. You can close your eyes if you want to, or just gaze gently at the ceiling. And I want you to just lay here for a moment and just think about your body from your skin inward. Don't think about anything else but just yourself here, and try to imagine that word that we came up with and be super calm and think about sending that word out into the world. And we're just going to be quiet for about 30 seconds and think about that. Okay, here we go. Okay, we've made it 30 seconds. Go ahead and open up your eyes, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. And when you feel ready, pull your knees into your chest. I'm going to roll to a comfortable side and rest for a moment. And then we're going to push ourselves up to a seated position. And take our hands to heart center. And this is where, again, you honor yourself and how amazing that you are. And then we take our thumbs to forehead center and we say the word namaste. And that means the light in me sees and honors the light in you. And then we bow to each other for respect. Thank you so much for doing yoga with me today. I hope you go out and have a wonderful Thursday. All right, I hope to see y'all soon. Bye, everyone.